not that is not too much to ask, for crying out loud. But of course, with regards to the medical students, I want to commend the security agencies. They did a good work. Of course, we're all worried, and we are grateful that they were rescued.
Dr. Odejo,
Yes, please.
how did this news of the release of the kidnapped medical students come to you? And of course, any words for the security agencies, the efforts they did make?
Thank you very much. Initially, I was not shocked, but I was emotionally traumatized when I got the news. It means, therefore, that it's not just the life of doctors, even medical students. It has gone to that level. You kidnap not just doctors, but medical students. I think 19 of them, and then one medical doctor. I want to commend the effort of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State, and other security agents that moved swiftly to rescue them. It's quite commendable. That's what we want. Again, what we are saying here is not reactionary approaches. We are talking about prevention. Doctors have been kidnapped from their homes, like that of the Index case, Dr. Kpupuala Ganiat. Doctors have been kidnapped from their workplaces. Doctors have been kidnapped on our highways, on the roads. Doctors have been kidnapped in the town. What is the guarantee that as I'm leaving home for work, I'm going to return safe as a doctor? What is the guarantee that as I'm going to bed with my family tonight, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, still in the same house without being kidnapped? What is the guarantee that if I'm traveling for a health function, maybe a health outreach, for instance, I am going to return back safely with to my family? What is the guarantee? When the system does not assure me that despite my years of training and service to my motherland, I cannot be guaranteed of basic security, and I have a better option elsewhere outside the shores of this country, why should I not explore such options? So even if you are kidnapped for a day and released after 24 hours, at the end of the release, I will need medical attention, I'll need psychological attention, I'll need emotional balance before I can, be able to get back to work and function like I was doing before. So the worry here is, how safe is the life of a doctor in Nigeria? You are the host on this program. I would have loved to put the question to you. How safe are doctors in Nigeria? How safe are doctors in their homes? How safe are doctors when they are on transit to go and dispense their duties in the various hospitals and their workstations? So, that the government moves swiftly to rescue these people is good enough, but it ought not to be so. We need to walk about freely, like a Nigerian, without fear, and with full assurance that we are going to come back to our families. So I think the attention should move rather from reactionary measures to preventive measures, to give us that reassurance that our environment as doctors are safe to work and to continue to see patients. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Dogo, back to the issue at stake of your striking. as we did mentioned earlier, just yesterday, the federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, in a statement released by the Assistant Director of Information on behalf of the ministry, said the federal government will invoke no work, no pay policy on the strike you people have, your association, you resident doctors have embarked upon. How do you react to this? And of course, maybe I should state further that they said you were yet to exhaust all the negotiations and attempts by the federal government to resolve the issue at stake.
Okay.
They expressed disappointment in you people embarking on the strike.
Okay, thank you for that question. As much as I'm disappointed in that statement, I'm not surprised. Yes, because I mean, we kind of expect such notices or statements from the government sometimes, you know. But you see, it's rather unfortunate because when people want to be seen to be saying something, when in the actual sense they're not doing anything, it becomes rather very annoying and irritating. I mean, when the government says we have not exhausted all the possible things we need to exhaust, you know, they are just trying to insult our sensitivities, and they are rather making things very unpleasant for us emotionally and otherwise. So I put it to you very expressly that as far as I know, and as much access as we have exhausted everything exhaustible. That's why I said as far as our access can grant us, because of course maybe there are certain levels that we're not able to have access to. We have engaged the Ministry of Health on this issue. We have engaged the police on this issue. We have engaged all categories of security agents. I don't want to start naming maybe for security reasons on this issue. We have engaged governments at all levels on these issues. We have engaged private individuals on these issues. We have engaged a barrage of stakeholders on this issue. We have sustained dialogue for 8 solid months. And nothing significant has come out of it. The government that is bringing out a notice now, the ministry that is bringing out a notice on behalf of the government and saying that they are disappointed in us. You see, it's unfortunate because we are much more disappointed in them. We are extremely disappointed in them, and we are even much more disappointed that they brought out this notice, because it shouts insensitivity. I mean, this is a staff of your ministry, a very diligent doctor at that. Go to National Eye Care Center and ask of Dr. She's one of the most hardworking doctors in that institution. Very passionate about her work. Has been in the kidnappers den. This lady's health is breaking down. And the ministry has not even as much as made a statement. It was until we went on a strike that they made a statement. And the statement is not even a statement of comfort or trying to, give us some level of psychological or mental succor. It is a statement of threat. I mean, sir, when we did a protest, I think last week or so, before we finally embarked on a strike 2 weeks ago, the question that some of the media people kept asking us was, why has it been 7 months or 8 months, as the case may be, and you people are only now speaking up? I feel I should ask you the question as well. Why do you think it lingered up to 7 months before we decided to take this action? It is because we, behind the scenes, have tried to engage the necessary people that we need to engage on this matter. And I can tell you that whatever you see looks like it's happening now, and it looks like there's an activity going on, it is because of our action. So what it means is that if we didn't take this action, nobody will have been bothered. So why do we have to come to a point where you push people to the wall to the extent of downing tools before you act? It shouldn't be so. My colleague just spoke about the issue of, ensuring that we are working and we are operating in a safe environment. If we were operating in a safe environment, who would have been talking about going on a strike because somebody was kidnapped? If she was kidnapped and she was released, or she was rescued immediately, who would have been talking about downing tools? If she was never kidnapped at all in the first place, who would have been talking? We will not be on radio station here talking about strike. You see, the truth is that personally, I don't even like talking about all this strike. When I'm coming on air or I'm having media engagement, I prefer that it should be on how to improve the health of people, because that is what I do. I'm a doctor. If I'm talking on health issues, it should not be that we are on a strike because they didn't pay us something that is our due. We're on strike because they beat a doctor. We're on strike because they kidnap a doctor. Those are not things that I want to come on air and be talking about. I want to be here and I'm trying to educate people on how they can improve their health. I want to talk to people about things that will improve their lives, whether medically, spiritually, socially. This particular program is one of the most difficult programs I've been on any radio station because of the mentally and emotionally traumatizing nature of it. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not happy sitting down here and saying that my colleague is kidnapped. It's very traumatizing. If you look at my disposition, Mr. Nathaniel, you agree with me that today I'm not looking happy the way I'm usually very, very, very happy. I usually come on your programs, we discuss very pertinent issues of health, and I'm very excited discussing them. Today I'm not even happy because it's been 1 week that we have been discussing this same thing, and it's very traumatizing. It's demoralizing. So this notice by the ministry, I have to say, is very insensitive. Of course, government tries to see how their engine continues to run. They try to see how their offices continue to run for whatever it is, maybe to generate money, whatever it is. And of course, they are trying to do what they want to do or they ought to do. But you see, you should have a human face to things. There are certain topics that you should be seen to be sensitive. In any case, this strike is just a warning strike. It's not like it's an indefinite strike. And the essence of the strike was just to call attention to our plight, which I think to an extent it has. And this is one of the attention I will be able to draw. At least now the government cannot deny that they are not aware of this issue because they have made a statement. They never made any statement. They didn't show this level of zeal about the issues until we did what we did. So at least to an extent, it has drawn it is a positive to it. But as per the issue of the no work, no pay, let me be very sincere with you, we are not bothered.
Dr. Doga, again, I will sincerely apologize for putting you in a tight corner. We understand it could have been any person at all. It shouldn't have. It could have been any other doctor, not Popola. It could have been anybody. Like you mentioned, she is a Nigerian, and every Nigerian should be worried that a citizen is in captivity for that prolonged period of time. But Dr. Odejo, let me have your thoughts on this reaction by the federal government very quickly before we engage with the listener.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nathaniel, once again. Yeah, you see, sometimes when I look at us as a nation and the kind of things that you hear, it makes you wonder whether God created us differently. By now, in a sane climate, Mr. Nathaniel, people should have been resigning. This is 8 months of Dr. Popola Ganiat in captivity. Responsible people should have voluntarily tendered their resignation letter. No one has done that. I expect that responsible people should have been relieved of their duties. No head has rolled so far. Everybody is still maintaining their respective jobs. Life appears to be going on smoothly. And then instead of pacifying doctors at this trying moment, you say no work, no pay. One, this is not just because how much is the pay, Mr. Nathaniel? What is the pay of an average Nigerian doctor compared to the service they render? So for you to threaten them that no work, no pay is gross insensitivity. How much is the pay? An average doctor in this country is well trained. His or her hands are well skilled. They can never beg for bread, even if they don't work for government. So when you say no work, no pay, the first question is, what is the pay? What pay are you talking about? Then, again, you said because we are not working, we will not be paid. Let me try to personalize this to you, Mr. Nathaniel. Let me create a scenario here. Assuming you came to work this morning and you learned that your colleague on the previous shift was whisked away last night by kidnappers. Will you, in all fairness, have the moral strength to even hold this program this morning? You should be worried about your own safety, because the people that came last night, who told you that they cannot come even this morning? In May this year, the National Association of Resident Doctors hosted their ordinary general meeting in Kaduna. In Kaduna, they hosted the whole National Association of Resident Doctors. So we are talking about working in a condition where, number one, we cannot guarantee our safety. Number two, with the psychological trauma that we still have our dear colleague, Dr. Ganiat Kpokpola, a mother of 5 that is breastfeeding her last child in captivity for 8 months. You expect us to, in all fairness, continue to see patients like we do as if nothing has happened. If this is what is being reeled out by government, I am disappointed. And this is not the way to go to encourage Nigerian doctors to continue to work or to resolve this matter. Take, for instance, if she is not even a medical doctor, she's a Nigerian. She's entitled to full security and protection by the Nigerian government. So to issue this no work, no pay, it is ill-timed, it is insensitive, it is of no effect. And I don't think it will change anything.
Okay, beyond 7 days, what should be the situation is what we will interrogate next. Dear listener, the line to call is 0814-335-9292. 0814-335-9292. Send us an SMS to 0912-699-9404. Once you connect, please move away from your radio and would like to know your name. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost connection with that caller already. 0814-335-9292. Good morning. Hello. Okay, please, once you connect, sometimes when you are close to your radio, there's some form of interference that could come. So please endeavor to do so. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to Perspectives. May we know your name and where you're calling us from, please?
Yes, I'm Emmanuel calling from Ogobia.
Emmanuel who?
Emmanuel calling from Ogobia. Emmanuel Agbo calling from Ogobia.
Okay, thank you very much, Emmanuel. Go ahead, please. Ogobia is in Otukpo, or which part of?
In Otukpo local government. Local government.
Good.
You see, the issue being discussed this morning is a quite boring issue. Imagine the government are there sitting sleeping and they claim to be protecting their citizens. Which citizens are they protecting when somebody, a medical doctor for that matter, has been kidnapped for over 8 months? If it were one of them that was kidnapped, it will not take them 24 hours to rescue that person. What are they doing? The most disheartening statement made by the government is that no work, no pay. Then who are we before them? Who are they before us? What are they governed? Are they governed their own life and properties? Are they governing only their children? Are we not the citizens of the country? So I don't really understand what the government are saying. No work, no pay. It means nobody, everybody is at risk. Nobody is safe in this country. But if it were one of their child, believe me, 24 hours is too much for the child to be rescued. So please, I support the doctors for what they are doing. If I were them, I would even ask the private hospitals to join the strike as well. Let's see what will happen. And none of them should fly from this country for any treatment to any other country.
Okay.
They don't know the importance of the doctors.
Emmanuel.
And that is why they are doing so.
Emmanuel, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. We should make it clear our intention is not to inflame passions. If you call, please, let's find solutions to the issue, not just to inflame passion. Nobody, even the doctors, did said strike is not their language, so we are not advocating any strike more than this. Good morning. Hello. Okay, 0814-335-9292. 0814-335-9292. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Morning to you.
This is Utwa Isaac from Goma, Iye.
Okay, good to have you here, Isaac.
Thank you once again, sir. May I go ahead?
Kindly, please.
To buttress the point, I would say, as Nigerians, we should do things by the protocol to meet our request and aspirations of our grievances while the security personnel are to work and watch. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you. Security personnel should work and watch for the safety of doctors. I think that's submission from Isaac here. Isaac, thank you very much. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, Mr. Nathaniel.
Good to have you on Perspective.
Daniel Tina from Ojungo here, Makodi.
All right.
In fact, I want to appreciate those doctors in the studio. And I want to say, let me say, I sympathize with them too. May God help us. The truth of the matter is, there are some jobs in our nation here that are like a military job, and they need security. Like what we are doing there, you want two jobs, it's a very essential job. Sometimes they will send an assignment to go and you must see security. What am I saying is that doctors' safety need to be guided because they are the ones that protect life and property. In fact, life. Even those people, even those security personnel too, if they are sick, they must come to doctor. Even those politicians too, anything happens to them, they must come to doctor. Likewise, like journalists, because if there is a war front there, they feel that you a journalist could go there, you go and come back and report. But we afraid that they should give us security. So I'm appealing to the federal government, please appeal those kind of people. They don't need to tamper with them. Because that's the people that are telling us, like I said. So please, I want to call on the federal government. Let them do the needful. Because like now, if I'm not praying that they should this strike to continue. But like now, if they say that okay, all the private hospitals let them be on the strike. Okay, what are we going to do now? So me, I'm appealing to the federal government and the security agency. Let them look into what the doctors are saying, and let them rescue somebody of 8 months and somebody's benefiting child. Abba, Nathaniel. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Okay. Passionate. 0814-335-9292. 0814-335-9292. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, you're on, but we can't hear you, so try to Call back 0814-335-9292. Good morning. Away from your radio, there's some form of interference that sometimes when you're close to your radio, you may not come through for us to hear you. Good
Hello.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good to have you on Perspectives.
I never rounded up before the court went off. I didn't know the phone went off. I don't know whether it was there.
May we know your name,
Steve-
please?
My name is Steve Emmanuel from Ogodia.
Okay, Emmanuel, you made your point and we concluded. So, is there anything new you want to say?
Yes, I want to say that if the doctors who are after our life, who are safeguarding our life, taking care of us, cannot be properly taken care of, then what will be of the commoners? We the commoners. So that is the point I want to add
All right.
before you people cut me off.
Thank you. Please, we need to allow others also have the opportunity to participate on the show. So once you connect with us and your point is made for the first time, there may not be any need calling for a second time. That way we deprive other persons the opportunity to also have their opinion aired on the show. 091-4335-9292. 081-4335-9292. Send us an SMS to 0912-699-9404. If you are not able to connect to the line, please do well to reach us on the SMS line. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. I get radio.
Welcome to Perspectives.
Yeah, my name is Joseph Udumeke from Huko Quarters. I live in Makodi here.
Okay.
I have three issues to point out. Number one is a prayer. I'm praying that the doctor that had been held in captivity for the past 8 years, I'm praying that she's still alive. That's number one. Number two, the moment I heard the news that the federal government is threatening to withhold the doctor's salary for daring to go on strike, I started shedding tears. Why? Because it shows that the government has no regard for us human beings who are serving in under its ministries and departments. This doctor has been serving diligently and she has been kidnapped, and then instead of the government to swap into action and do the needs, the security agents are not doing enough to protect these areas, and on daily basis, people are being kidnapped here and there. On every time that advertisements are made for recruitment into the army, police, and all other security agents, thousands of Nigerians queue up to be recruited, but many of them are denied. We have a lot of people willing to join this security force. The number of security officers in this country are too few to man the strategic areas, and that is why the problems have continued.
Okay.
Let us now take a proactive move by recruiting more security personnel in all the security apparatus, so that we have enough to man the strategic areas that we succeed that.
All right. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your submission. Please endeavor to be very brief. Again, we would like to remind you. Okay, Dr. Dogo. Let's look at the issue from the point of view of beyond the 7 days, which you stated is the warning strike. After the warning, what becomes of the fate of Nigerians seeking healthcare services next?
Okay. The strike is supposed to end by 12 a.m. on Monday. So by the time by Monday we're going to resume work. Now, but we're going to have a National Executive Council meeting this evening. We're going to X-ray the efforts we've made so far, the response from government and security agencies, our engagement with them. we're going to get that information and the way forward. Now, the I'm not going to preempt what the Congress will decide. I mean, the Congress decides based on available information and actions or inactions. And so when we X-ray all these issues, by the end of today, we will take a decision going forward. But like I said, it's a warning strike, just 7 days. After that, we're going back. We intend to go back to work. However, we are going to take further decisions on this.
Just a moment, briefly. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for holding on. Welcome to Perspectives.
Yes, sir. My name is Mr. Jairus Otumala from High Level.
All right, good to have you on the program, Jairus.
Thank you, sir. My greeting to your guest.
Thank
Yes, to the government, each hospital, each general hospital, should have a security of their own, well trained by civil defense, equipped them so that they can take care of their hospital, take care of the doctors, take care of the patients, and whoever that go into that hospital is safe. Because yes, we are not expecting that not everywhere they can drag all the police or army to go and guide in a particular hospital. So each hospital should be empowered to recruit its own security, well trained and equipped. That is my own number one suggestion. Number two, for government to come out and say, I'm giving a threat, that of me, I know take it serious, you know, go work. Somebody say, they hear my person bush somewhere, you don't know whether he's alive or not. I am crying for him. You are telling me, see, if you cry, I don't go pay you salary. No pay me. Look to see whether I have no go come down. That of me, I don't take that to serious, I beg. Nobody should take that statement serious, say no work, no pay. I don't take it serious. Then number three, finally, police, I am urging the federal government, what they did for these 20 medical doctors, the number of security that they trooped into that area and combed the bush, whereby those boys were released. They should do the same thing and release that woman from where she is now. Who knows whether that woman is still alive? We don't know whether the communication is going to be between.
Okay, Dr. Dogo.
Yes.
I will allow you to conclude your thoughts, please. Sorry for disrupting you.
Thank you.
And of course, we should make it clear that the doctors here said as at last 48 hours, Ghanaian is in touch.
I was going to say
right.
that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so I know the last few callers have been, trying to find out if she was actually alive. Yes, as at the last time, or as at 48 hours ago that we spoke, we were able to reach her. She's alive. However, like I said, her health is deteriorating, but she's alive. So I was saying that with regards to the sequel to the warning strike,
yes,
we are going to have a meeting today, the National Executive Council meeting this evening, and then we will explain all the issues. There are some information we have. There are some discussions that have been going on with our parent ministry, the Ministry of Health, with security agencies at very high levels, and those informations are going to be brought forward before the Congress, and then we'll look at it. We'll see if the government has taken us serious for now, and then we'll see the way forward. So I will not preempt the outcome, but for now, it's just a 7-day warning strike. But we're meeting today. After our meeting today, we will take a decision. Just to also say that I believe very strongly that our security agencies are capable of of turning this issue of insecurity. They have the capacity. We just need to do. I think government just needs to make this an important agenda on their list, and the right thing will be done. Some few years ago, an American was kidnapped in Nigeria. America sent forces into Nigeria to rescue that guy. Within, I think, 72 hours, he was rescued. That is a foreigner. They rescued him in Nigeria. I mean, so if I think it just goes to show that we don't really take the life of our citizens very seriously. We don't really matter in the scheme of things, and it's very, very unfortunate. And we need to begin to have this conversation to insist that the citizens must be taken seriously. I know, see, this is beyond just Dr. Pokwala or we that are doctors. It's something that affects I mean, Dr. Pokwala has family members that are not doctors. You can imagine the kind of. I have very close people to me that have been kidnapped before. So that's why I'm talking with this level of passion, because it's very traumatizing.
We truly understand. No citizen should go through that experience. Not Dr. Popola, not any citizen at all. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you on Perspective.
I'm William, calling behind Vatia College.
William who?
Ifan.
Okay.
I really appreciate the doctor in the studio. And I am also supporting the last caller. You can't be threatening doctors because of salary. If you are threatening doctors, you mean you are threatening Nigerian lives. They should understand that people are suffering in the hospital right now, as the doctors are on strike or warning strike or whatever. How will you threaten somebody that is fighting for his own colleague because of salary? I don't know why Nigeria always thinks so negative about salary of a thing. If you are treating us very bad, but at least you should understand that doctors are taking care of lives. How about? Thank you.
William, thank you. ASU is another issue. It's okay. That's okay. 0814-335-9292. 0814-335-9292. We are certainly going to broach the subject matter of ASU, but certainly not on today's discussion, because that too is an ongoing issue. Dr. Odejo,
Yes.
let me have your thoughts on beyond 7 days. Are you guys going to embark on an indefinite action that will disrupt healthcare services further, or you are looking at giving a concession? But before you respond to that, just a moment. Good morning.
Good morning, the presenter.
Thank you for joining us. Please move away from your radio set.
This is your call from Opposite Bank of Africa.
John, I am sorry, we may have to disconnect, please. Okay, Dr. Odejo.
Okay, thank you very much. This is a warning strike that will end 11:59 Sunday night. It's a warning strike, and the NAT president, I'm sure, has the complete information of all the developments so far. He may be privy to certain security informations that we may not have. And there's a way NAD is structured and how NAD works. We have NEC members, which comprises of the president and secretary from each tertiary health institution. These were the group of persons that met.
I'll beg to interrupt you very briefly. Yeah. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Nathaniel.
Thank you for joining us on Perspectives.
Yes, thank you very much. Good morning to your guest there. I am Engineer Sunday Akpa, calling from Dog Bank, Makodi.
Okay, Sunday, good to have you here.
Very nice topic and very pathetic too. Me, I'm even of the opinion that the resident doctors are even acting belatedly. They should have embarked on this warning strike long ago. You can imagine a woman, a married woman, being held in the bush for more than 8 months. They released the husband and they left her with her nephew. What will be happening to her there? It's unpardonable. And even these kidnappers, they said, don't they get sick? It's doctors that say treat them. Now, we lack medical personnel. They are going abroad. They are jackpot syndrome. And the very few ones we have here, we can't take care of them. So I'm in support of the warning strike and let the government sit up. But the problem is not just even the government. The security system, the system is corrupt. Is corrupt. Even on the road, they are moving. Somebody can be with criminal things in the vehicle, and once they are ready to part with some token, you will just be going. The police, the law enforcement agents are doing a lot of work, but there are a few bad eggs among them that allow some of this evil to be perpetrated. Unfortunately, these criminals also kidnap police. They also kill them. That is why everybody should sit up and take security as a personal matter. We need to change our psyche. We need to change our barriers. Everybody is concerned. If you see something, say something, just like the slogan goes. So my heart goes out to the doctors. It's very pathetic. I believe the government will do something very seriously so that that woman will be released.
All right.
Already a lot of damage has been done to her. She cannot remain the same again. It's too bad. It's too bad. It's unimaginable.
Thank you.
Let them not continue to do that. Thank you very much for the topic.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in. Dr. Deja.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes. You were walking us through the structure of NAD and how you are going to respond to.
Yes, so the NAD president is going to convey a meeting. I think will comprise of NEC members and of course the expanded ESCO members. And he will brief us on the development so far, very formally. And I think part of that will also will include the new development of no work, no pay, because from the information we have is that the number of days that doctors have not worked for this month will be subtracted from whatever amount they are going to be paid by the end of the month. So all this will be put on the table and will be x-rayed. But I would like to advise at this point that this policy of no work, no pay, especially as it regards to this issue, should be retracted with immediate effect. Why I'm saying this is, you see, the husband of Dr. Ganiat Popola also happens to be a nurse. Imagine that he is also a medical personnel, a medical doctor for that matter, who was also part of part of the victims initially. And you are now saying, despite your wife being in captivity for 8 months, and you have joined your colleagues to embark on a 7-day warning strike, there will also be no work, no pay for you, the spouse of the victim. Is that a government? Because that is what it means. Because if your spouse is in captivity and you join the rest of your colleague to draw the attention of government, and government is saying no work, no pay, I don't think it's a path to de-escalating the ongoing problem. So all this is going to be put on the table. I'm not preempting what NAD would resolve at the end of today's meeting, but I think retracting this statement or declaration will go a long way in determining the ultimate decision that NAD will take. NAD may choose to say, okay, if we are seeing convincing effort by government, let's give them a few more days, a few more weeks, and see what comes out of it. NAD may decide to say, okay, no effort, there is zero effort, we'll convert the strike to an indefinite strike. Anything is possible. But all the cards, again, are going to be on table and will be extracted, and all the doctors will be well represented across the nation, and this decision will be unanimously taken.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome to Perspectives.
Yes.
Hello.
I can hear you. I am Clement Ewache.
Yes, Clement Ewache.
Hello.
You are on, Clement.
Ewache.
Yes, from where?
From Makurdi.
Which part of Makurdi, please, Clement?
State Secretariat.
Okay.
I want to talk about what you people are discussing, and it makes me to cry. You see, in the labor union, they say an injury to one person is to all. Now, this thing is happening. It happened, the government is everywhere in the state. All the states, they have government. Our leaders are the government. Now, they kidnapped these 20 university doctors who were going on a program.
Medical students.
It happened in Benue State.
They were students. They were medical
student
students.
Doctors, yes.
Yes.
Yes. They were kidnapped in Makurdi, in Benue State.
Not in Makurdi.
Part of Benue State now. Is it not in Opoku local government?
Just go ahead, Clement. No.
They were kidnapped. They kidnapped them. Government they deployed security men
They were able to rescue those people, and they killed one of them. They arrested 2 of them. Is it because our governor is an ordained governor that God is working on his side? They were able to deploy security men, and they succeeded in rescuing those people. Or how did they get the information, these kidnappers? So government has hand in it.
Clement? Hello, Clement.
Yes.
That is too strong an allegation to make on a public platform like this. We are not accusing anybody of having a hand in it. We are simply trying to find a solution. So could you advance a solution of what you think can be done?
The solution, okay, yes. Wait. The solution I'm saying is that it was government who deployed those people from Abuja. And those people they deployed, they don't even know the terrain in our place here. But they were able to rescue them. So all I'm trying to say is that government should act fast, because the police cannot do this job. Though the police were involved in this rescue program that they succeeded. So that is my own point.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Clement. Thank you very much for calling in. Let's take some messages. Onguze Nathaniel, well, this is from our live stream feed from Facebook. Onguze Nashima Nathaniel says he's watching us live from Lafia. Thank you, Nathaniel. Daniel Docha Tai is also watching us live from Abuja. Thank you, Daniel. Peter Luke says, an immediate response should come from the government so that there won't be loss of lives in hospitals as a result of this strike. All right, thank you, Peter, for your message. Okay, those are some of the messages we're able to take for now. The line for SMS is also available. You can call in on 0814-335-9292. And we would like to stress that if you call, please stay on the issues we are discussing. Don't go outside of it. And please avoid allegations that you don't have facts to substantiate them. We are not we have not provided a platform for you to make allegations that cannot be substantiated. But doctor, so that we are not seen to be accused of the danger of a single story, the federal government said it will invoke no work, no policy for the striking doctors. But again, the government did mention that the ministry is not relenting efforts to guarantee the safety and improve the welfare and working conditions of all healthcare workers, including you resident doctors. Is that commitment there on the part of government?
Well, I wish, sometimes that is why I like your program, because most times you try to bring all parties to the table to talk. And I wish that we had somebody from the ministry who is in the know of some of the plans that the ministry is doing, and maybe somebody from the security, so that we can be asking them these questions and they will be answering it elsewhere. Now, apart from being the president of Association of Residents of FMC Makurdi, I am the secretary of the Nigerian Medical Association of Benue. So when I speak on issues that have to do with doctors, I am speaking from a position of information. I'm well informed. Now, if the ministry says that they are doing something for the security of the health workers, as they put it, what exactly have they done? This statement is coming out because we down tools. Prior to when we down tools, what exactly did the government do? The government cannot claim ignorance of this situation, because there's no way they will say they are not aware. Because they are aware. They have been officially informed, written, verbally, and otherwise. Prior to this strike, we did a protest. Your station also was among the people that was aware of that protest. What was the government's response? Now, the government, the ministry, let me put it this way, started to get involved actively in this after we declared a strike. And what have they done? They have tried to reach out to the security agencies officially. They've written officially to the security agency. They didn't even write before we started the strike. They wrote after we started the strike. So they have reached out to the security agencies officially. That is what they have done. Now, when they now make it look as if they have been on this matter for the past 8 months and we are unreasonable, I mean, it's very laughable. What it means is that, therefore, is that if we didn't even embark on a strike, they will have just folded their hands and be watching. So, if they make it look like what we did is wrong, whereas on the other hand, it is what we did that has made them to respond. So when they say that we are being unreasonable, how exactly are we? If there's anybody here who should be angry, it should be us, because something has happened to us. Imagine, okay, something happens to your child. Your child is crying, daddy, 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 this one, daddy, this one, daddy, this one. You are ignoring the child. You are ignoring the child. You are ignoring the child. When the child now reacts, you start beating the child because the child is crying. So I think they have started doing something, but they should not make it look as if they have been doing something all along and then we decided to be unreasonable. Now, having said that, it is good that they have stated that they want to guarantee the security of the workers under their ministry, and we are watching to see the measures that they are going to put in place to ensure this security. But for now, I'm not aware of any significant thing that they are talking about. Of course, security agents have been engaged, and we are hopeful. Our business is just for them to release our colleague. Once our colleague is released, all these protests will not be there, and then we now continue to engage them on how we can be secure going forward. But for now, all we want is for our if they want to beat us, that one is not a problem. Just let our colleague just be released. That's what is most important to us at this moment.
We don't want anybody to be beaten. That is why we want a solution, not any further crisis. That is simply okay. Dr. Odejo.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll come back to you shortly. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Hello. Good morning, sir.
Welcome.
I'm Patrick calling from Banada, Makurdi.
Your name is who?
Patrick calling.
Patrick who? Let's know your full name, please. Hello. Hello, Patrick. Okay, Patrick, you are not forthcoming. Please, if you connect with us, tell us your full name, not just one name. We deal with people on this program by their identity. You know the guest, you know the presenter, so we should know you too. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to Perspectives.
Yes, my name is Ezra Lupe Daniel.
All right, Lupe, where are you reaching us from?
Yes, I'm calling from High Level.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, my perspective this morning on this topic is I am partially in support of the government directive of no work, no pay, because this issue of insecurity have been our problem in this country. The doctors are part of Nigerians. They are fully aware of what is going on. Police have been kidnapped, police have been killed, but never a day you hear a police officer will tell you that they are not going to work. They are doing this at the detriment of the public, and it is our public funds, our revenue money we pay for their salary to be paid. So in situations like this, for them to use that opportunity to punish innocent persons, I know somebody that is not sick will easily support them to go on strike, because you don't know what it means for somebody to be sick. So there is no reason whatsoever. There are many ways they will speak to the government to understand them.
Okay.
There are many languages government can understand us as citizens, not necessarily the strike.
So ways like maybe because we are interested in solutions, ways like.
Yes, there are ways. In democracy today, I think there should be no room for such things. They can take government to court. There is no way. We don't even allow protests in this country. Our constitution, if you agree, you go to court. So if they are saying indirectly that it's the government that is behind the kidnapping in this country, they have been kidnapping people in this country. Is it because we don't have a union to go on strike? So I want them to restrain from that act. They are punishing Nigerians, and it is our public funds that we are paying them. Thank you.
Okay, Ezra Lupe, thank you for your opinion.
Yes, that's my perspective.
Thank you. Okay. After all, the program is Perspectives. We accommodate all shares of perspectives, provided they are in line with what we are discussing. And I will start by requesting you, Dr. Odejo, to react to this. It's a perspective, so let's have your own perspective to what Ezra said before we go further.
Okay.
Further issues.
Thank you very much. Like you said, everyone has a right to his or her opinion.
Yes.
And I very much respect that. I wonder if he followed the program from the onset, because we created certain very important background. You see, as doctors, by the time you graduate from the medical school,
let me interrupt you very briefly. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, welcome.
This is Nathaniel Shiante calling from Mati.
Okay, Nathaniel Shiante.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Nathaniel.
Well, as for me, I'm fully in support of that strike. Why? Because if you have a wife that leaves you almost good solid 8 months without you seeing her, I think your mind will be not at rest. Even though you have children that you are good to take care of them, and you are not more there to take care of those children, I think you, the father, you will not be happy. And if a child has a mother that is not seeing her for almost 8 months, now, it's not fair. But government says no work, no pay. It's funny. If the president that heading the association on the federal level, did he have a wife? Or did he have a person that is fully in support of his family? If you say no work, no pay, how much is the pay? If you ask. So for me, the strike is that we draw the attention of the government that to attend for the issue, because they have done the several ways to see the result. They didn't see any show up. Now that they are very angry with what is going on, because they are not safe for this and that, to prevent more of these issues to occur. Now they are saying no work, no pay. That is fully nonsense. I hope if they have something to do today, the strike should start from today onward to further notice, sir. That's my perspective, sir.
Okay, Nathaniel, thank you. Dr. Odejo.
Yes, I was going to react to the earlier caller. So like I said, we, after graduation from medical school, we take oath to take care of our patients. And I think part of that oath also empowers us to take care of our own self, our own health. And I think I established earlier very clearly at the beginning of this program that for doctors to be able to render services to patients, they need to be safe first. The environment needs to be safe. So if my safety is not guaranteed in the hospital where I work, how do I minister to my patients? Even in the military, no military formation will engage the enemy when they know clearly that there is an ambush. Of course, they will retract. So for us, the rate of kidnapping of doctors and medical personnel is becoming too rampant, and we don't feel safe. Now, this strike is a strike that has been embarked on by the National Association of Resident Doctors, in which Dr. Ganiat Popola is one of us. Now, we have the Medical and Dental Consultant Association of Nigeria, which are the umbrella forum for consultants. They are not on strike. They are working in the hospitals as we speak. There are other categories of doctors that are not our members that are also working. There are general hospitals, there are private hospitals that are not closed, that they are working. So if you go to those places, you get services. Now, these are in layers. Now, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors is an affiliate of the Nigerian Medical Association, which is the umbrella body of all doctors. And I think in due course, they will issue statement and even take some line of action depending on how this is handled. And they have the power to declare a nationwide strike by all doctors across the country, whether in private or whichever cadre of doctor you are. So this is just a segment, the direct constituency of Dr. Popoola that have gone on this strike yet. So for that caller to say no work, no pay is justified, I think he doesn't understand what this means, especially to us psychologically and also for our safety. So in terms of patient care, there are still some level of services that are ongoing in hospitals across the country by some other cadres of doctor. But if this is not properly handled, Dr. Popoola is also a member of the Nigerian Medical Association, which in due course I think they will intervene in this matter. But it has not gone to that yet. So we are exhibiting some level of understanding with government. And this is why this has lingered for these 8 months. So we think that government should take advantage of this situation and then get our colleague out. And then I'm looking beyond this. Assuming our colleague thankfully gets out of the kidnappers' den today, my question is, who is next? Could it be me? Could it be Dr. Dogo Fanen? God forbid. But who is next? And I don't think any Nigerian or any security agent can answer that question based on the security architecture and the antecedent. Who is next? How safe are doctors to continue their work?
Okay, we hope the authorities should respond and act. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning, and Nathan. Good morning, guests in the house.
Welcome to the program.
Okay. My name is Tefa ST, calling from KN Kano, northwest part of Nigeria this morning.
Good to have you here, Tefa Kiruke.
Thank you for anchoring this program this morning. You see, to me, government should take priority of 2 stakeholders that are most important in the society, the doctors and the teachers. So to me, government should take those people priority very seriously because they are critical stakeholders. Without them, human in existence cannot go smoothly. I know we have some critical stakeholders too, like security and the rest, engineering and the rest. But doctors, government should be paying their hazard allowances, their monthly salary, and everything. Most of the doctors now, they are crying out their hazard allowances. And those people, after God, they are them. So to me, doctor going on strike is a very sad, it's not good. Because if you can go to hospital when doctors are on strike, you can see people. Some cases that if there is doctor on the duty, they can save life. But without them, they cannot save life. If you go to our private hospital, see they can't exorbitant rate that they used to charge. So to me, I'm begging on the critical stakeholders, let them come together and be paying hazard allowance and monthly salary and their welfare so that this occurrence cannot be occurring. That is my take this morning.
All right, thank you, Tefa. Thank you for your submission. Doctors, critical stakeholders. Let's take one more message. Okay, but before that message, one more call. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
How are you? I am Right Honorable Tehimba Chabo.
Okay, good to have you on the program, Tehimba Chabo.
I'm living in North Bank.
Okay. If you may turn down the volume of your radio set or move away from it, sir.
Okay, I will move. I will turn down too.
Okay, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
I appreciate your program first.
Thank you, sir.
And I want you to know that what you are doing, you are serving the masses, and we appreciate you.
Thank you for your kind words, sir. But your radio is still close to you and it's interfering. Yes, if you may turn down the volume.
Please, I wish you will understand that we need safety and health to survive. We also need security. Doctors are human beings like us. They are saving lives. They shouldn't be hurt the way they have done. I fought government on this. How can you hold a medical doctor for many months? If she was free, she could have saved so many lives. What they did is very bad. But I want government to know that if they are giving palliative to the poor, doctors still need palliative, but they have worked for it. They are working for it. They should be paid. They could have solved this problem long ago if they have been paying these monies installmentally, what they have owed them. Installmentally, they could have finished this payment. After 3 months, pay their arrears, will pay whatever the doctors want. I think that will help. Instead of leaving the money to be there so much that they are now dragging feet, it's not good.
Okay.
Why spend money on training doctors and leaving them to live abroad for better pay? It is not good. Government should work up. Okay. There are other sectors too that are being affected. We have ASU, where you have all the academicians, the knowledge is there, the research comes from the university.
Yeah, for today we're on doctor, so maybe if you may conclude at
so
that
I'm just chipping that one so that they should only not look only for doctors, they should talk about other sectors too.
Thank you, sir.
So I fear that doctors being on strike, so many people will die. It is not good. Even though one of the people participating there said there are other areas, other consultants or whatever. But I feel that to leave highly educated people to go on strike like that, it is not good. We are suffering.
Okay, sir.
We are suffering. Please.
Thank you.
They shouldn't allow them to go on strike like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Tehin Bachabo. That's the last call we will accommodate on today's edition as our time is really up. Good morning, presenter. If the life and property of medical doctors cannot be protected in Nigeria, I wonder what will happen to those of us who are ordinary citizens. All the same, may God help us. Vincent Ako from Wadata. Okay, Vincent, thank you. We hope protection will come. Dr. Dogo, our time is no longer there. What should be the immediate solution to all the challenges we are facing in the healthcare sector? The safety of healthcare workers, how can it be guaranteed?
Okay, thank you. Well, first of all, we plead that everything that needs to be done to release our colleague should please be done. That is all we want. Secondly, I think some of these people that kidnap doctors, at the point of kidnapping, sometimes they don't even know that these individuals are doctors. And of course, sometimes they actually know that these individuals are doctors. The solution to this thing is to rejig the security architecture of the country. I believe very strongly that if there is adequate and significant commitment on the part of those that are responsible, that this is something that we can achieve. It may not be immediate, but it's something that is achievable. So the government will wake up to its responsibility. We should have some sense of a human heart. We are becoming too insensitive as a nation to suffering and to death. And I believe that it is a government that should drive this sensitivity. The way government looks at the plight of the citizen is what determines even how the citizens themselves appreciate the effort of government. So please, you see, the security of doctors is beyond securing the hospitals, because I mean, we are haunted, like my colleague said earlier, in town. We have chased about on the roads, whether highway or within intercity or intracity roads. We are hounded in our houses. We are hounded so I mean, it's beyond the environment where we work. So government should please, and Of course, it's not just me. We're not very particular just about the security of a doctor because he's a doctor. No, the security of citizens. Because if I'm a doctor and I go and kidnap a child or my relative who is not a doctor, it's still going to affect me. So the government should please intervene in the security architecture and the security situation, because it is breaking down. It is becoming one too many. So for me, that is basically my plea. And I feel that if this is done, it's going to go a long way to help us. Do you know that I personally know at least 4 of my colleagues that have left the country, and the reason is because of insecurity. It's not even economic.
Okay, we hope the issue be addressed so that Jakpatu should slow down. Dr. Odejo, our time is not there anymore. Your concluding thoughts in 1 minute, please.
My closing remarks, thank you for the time. First, I want to educate the public that doctors in this country, we don't have money. I want to say this very clearly. If there was enough money in being a doctor, more than half of those that have left the country probably wouldn't have left. So when you kidnap a doctor and hope that a huge ransom will be paid, you just might be wasting your time. Doctors don't have money, and they have a lot of financial burden, in the course of their training and even family members. So they are not a good target for kidnappers. So members of the public kidnappers should be aware that doctors are just struggling people. Then 2, I would like the public to help us in advocacy. When you go to the hospital and you don't see a doctor when and where a doctor should be, the problem might not just be the doctor. There are a lot of factors that may have played at the background. When nobody goes to the hospital to see the chief medical director, nobody goes to the hospital to see the honorable minister for health and other stakeholders. They go there to see the doctor, and there are things that must be on ground. There are factors that must have been put in place for the doctor to finally see the patient. So they should look beyond just the doctor, so that the doctor doesn't take the blame each time a service is being disrupted in the hospital. Then one of the ways that of going forward, lastly, is to see that most hospitals, especially secondary and tertiary healthcare facilities, build residential areas within the hospital environment to accommodate doctors. This way, I believe it will improve doctor safety, both within their work environment and their residential environment. So wherever hospitals are being built, they should consider factoring in this very essential part of doctors' welfare to it. Thank you very much.
And that will be a fine place for us to leave it on today's edition of the program. I must appreciate very sincerely the President, Association of Resident Doctors at the Federal Medical Center, Makurdi, Dr. Fanendogo. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Dr. Omale Odejo is the President, Association of Resident Doctors at the Benue State University Teaching Hospital. Thank you for your time with us.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Dear listener, that's our show today. Join us next week, Monday, for another edition. Our prayer is that Dr. Popola and every other Nigerian who is in captivity will regain their freedom, and the doctors' strike, nationwide strike by the resident doctors, should come to a close so that Nigerians will continue to have access to healthcare services which they dispense for the interest of citizens. My name is Nathaniel Nongo. I will see you next week, Monday. Goodbye.